Okay, so hello guys. So this discussion video focuses on the introduction to differential equations. In the first video we had, so we introduced what is differential equations and what are the terms related to the topics in differential equations. So for this specific topic, so we have to chunk this or to divide this into different types of session para mas maintindihan natin ang discussion. So just a disclaimer, we are in a work from home app, so if ever whatever background noise you might hear, so just bear with that one. So start off with the introduction of differential equations. Okay, so if you could remember in high school, you studied algebraic equations. Example of algebraic equations you were able to perform before. Mga nakapastad. Have, for example, 3x minus 2 raised multiplied by the quantity x minus 4 is equal to 5x. Or pwede man, we have a differential equation such as x squared minus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. Or we have absolute value equations. Para isang absolute value of 6x minus 2 is equal to 4. So, ano ang ginihimo naton sa siningang mga algebraic equation? The goal naton for solving this equation is to find a value or values sang mga specific na mga variables that makes the equations true. So, that is why in finding the specific value of x, for example, so gagamit kita specific na mga method. For example, if we would like to solve sa first na equation, dali, so we have 3x minus 2 kay amo ni nga equation. Okay? Kung i-solve ta ni siya, we have a specific value of x is equal to 2 bilang atong solution. So, para sa sining first equation. Because only when x is equal to 2, ang i-substitute natin sa given nga variable, thus the equation become an identity. So, that means nga ang both side of the equations are identical kung ang atong nga values ng x is equal to 2. Okay, so in general, tanan-tanan nga type of algebraic equation had its own particular method of solution. Quadratic equations were solved by one method. Na-remember natin before, mga quadratic equations are solved through quadratic formula, through factoring, or any method para makuha natin ang values ng specific na variable, specifically x, gid man na gina-solve natin sa quadratic equations. So, di ara kita particular nga specific nga method gid nga ginagamit for a specific nga equation. So, even mga equations nga nag-involve absolute values, may ara man kita lain naman nga method nga ginagamit and so on and so forth. So, in each case, both silingon, an equation was presented or whether it was taken or it arose from a word problem being na star sa aton and a certain method was employed to arrive at a certain nga solution. A method nga appropriate para sa particular equation nga kinahanglan naton sumahon. The same general nga idea carry over to differential equations, which are equations involving derivatives. The one I can describe natin sa first nga discussion video. There are different types of differential equations which was already presented slightly or lightly in the previous nga discussion video. So there are sari-sari nga differential equations and also among the classification of types of differential equations na wala dito ni-discuss are the general and particular solution which will be further discussed natin in the next yung mga chunk of videos. So the simplest differential equations are those of the form. So many. So we have y prime is equal to fx. This one, amon gini ang pinakasimple nga differential equation. Y prime is equal to fx. So this one, okay, so for example, we have to consider this differential equation. Naghamal ta y prime is equal to fx, pwede ito na siya i-rewrite. Take note, so y prime is equal to this one is your differential nga equation or your differential nga component. So pwede ito siya himuon nga dy all over dx is equal to function of x. So for example, the function of x ay represent na lang by 2x. Okay, so we have 2x. It says that the derivative sa aton nga function y is equal to. So to solve the equation means to determine the unknown. Kuhaon pa kung anong unknown sa sining nga function y, which will turn the equation into an identity upon substitution. In this case, all that is needed to solve the equation is integration. Kinanglan ta mag-perform sa integration para ma-solve ta or pangita nato ang solution sa sining equation. So, if we would like to derive, so pwede nga ma-derive tadi or pwede nga isayluhon ko ang dx sa piyak and I will perform the implicit differentiation. So if I'll do that, so I'll have so dy over dx. So kung sayluhon ko ang dx, mahimo siya dy is equal to 2x dx. Okay, so then I will integrate both sides of the equation. So kung mag-integrate ko both sides of the equation, I'll have integration here, I have integration here. So we'll have integral sang y, sang dy I mean is equal to y. Integral sang 2x is equal to x. Kasi integrate, dapat ma-add ko sang akon nga plus c. So this one, thus, amo ni nga aton nga general nga equation. So, general solution. So, ari siya, y squared, y is equal to x squared plus c. This is your general solution. So, ano ang general solution? That means, that is your solution nga kinahanglan nimo substitutan to find a particular solution. Sir, ano naman yung sir ang particular solution? Maghambal ta particular solution, that means pangitaon ta ang values ng C nga pwede makasatisfy sa aton given nga equation. So, for example, may nag-solve ka and then you get a specific values ng C nga. For example, y is equal to x squared plus 1. This is your particular solution. For example, y is equal to x squared minus 7. So this one particular solution naman ni Japon. Or we will have y is equal to x squared plus pi. So tanan ni particular solution asa. Since any possible constant may represent sa aton nga c dere nga pwede pilion. So we'll have, so geometrically, ang ating differential equation, y prime is equal to x. Aring atong original nga equation. So, says that each point sang nga x kag y, so on some curve, so, but silingon ang aton nga slope, ari dy over dx should be equal to 2x. So the solution nga ma-obtain naton for the differential equation shows that this property is satisfied by any member of the family of curve nga nakuha din naton sa aton nga general solution, x squared plus c. Okay? So, kung i-graph ta niya ang ni nga specific nga equation. So, assume ta lang since this is x squared and positive man siya, that means we have a parabola opening upward. So, for example lang, so, we have a specific na graph. So, since parabola siya opening upward. For example, x squared. So, x squared siya, but silingon, dapat dari siya ma-start. But since nag-plus 2 ta, for example, kung plus 2 ato niya gamiton, being nga C, kung plus 2, but silingon ma-move ka 2 upward. 1, 2. Dari siya ma-start. So, x squared plus 2. For example, x squared plus 0. So, this one, kung ang C ni mo is equal to 2 ni siya. For example, kung C natin is equal to 0, that means x squared lang siya. So, dari lang siya mahalin. X squared. So, wala ka. Dari ka start sa 0. When C is equal to 0. How about when C is equal to negative 2? That means halin ka di sa positive. So, naog ka by 2. So, kaya mo na siya. C is equal to negative 2. Kung C is equal to negative 4, ari ka naman diliwat sa dalom. So, take note, graphing is a part ng inyong algebra or sa inyong geometry before. So, if you have concerns with kung paano mag-graph, so dapat bilikanan natin ang concept of analytic geometry before. So, since these curves nga na-represent naton or nakuha naton, for example, for graphing, were obtained by solving a differential equation which either gin-perform naton or gin-solve naton explicitly or implicitly man da nga solving. So, nakuha din naton. So, by taking an integral. Tawag sini nga mga curves or ari nga mga curve nga nakuha naton, they are referred to as your integral curves of your differential equation. Okay? We have integral curve. So tawag ni sila integral curve of your differential equation. So particularly when these solutions are graphed. So if one particular solution or integral curve is desired, the differential equation is appended with one or more nga supplementary conditions. So, tanan-tanan na dapat in order for us to specify a specific nga equation sa aton nga ginasuma or sa aton nga graphing, dapat may ara ta conditions nga ginasunod. That means may ara ka kinanglan nga i plus star nga kung ano dapat ang specific value of your x and y components. So that one will be discussed in the next discussion video for the initial condition and the initial value problem and boundary value problem for the differential equation.